Hey guys, just got in from work today. I'm pretty sure this is Colonial Marines. Let's have a little look. It freaking is, and a day early. Awesome. But anyway, yes, I'm gonna go upstairs, install it on the hard drive. I'm gonna put my Turtle Beaches on. I'm gonna play the shit out of this.
Well, it's not very good, sadly. Certainly not what I was expecting from a game that's been in development for so long. On top of that, I have a lot of faith in Gearbox, as they have done an incredible job with Borderlands 2 more recently. We can't say the same about this game, let me explain. Even as soon as you start the game, you are treated to a very ugly cutscene, complete with dodgy lighting and jerky movement. The in-game graphics are the same and do nothing to add immersion to the game. I mean, come on, look at this guy's face, he looks terrible. I guess I should focus on some of the good points this game has before I put too many nails in the coffin. The guns sound authentic to the movie, shotguns sound pretty beasty, and in actual fact the game has a pretty decent arsenal for you to play with. You have a good mix of shotguns, assault rifles and SMGs, as well as a wealth of attachments to go on them. You also unlock skins as well, so all the guns tend to look a bit different. Now, one thing I really like is the collectibles. In every level there are audio logs to collect which add to the game's story. There are dog tags to find, and there are even legendary weapons to collect on some levels. Now, the legendary weapons are all guns that are featured in the films, and normally they're character specific as well, so you can get Hicks' shotgun, Vasquez's pistol, you get the idea. After Gearbox's massive success with Borderlands, I guess a game from them wouldn't be complete without a ranking system. It feels a bit limited and pointless here, as you can't really unlock much each level, but nonetheless it's there, and there are challenges you can work towards if you wish. One thing that did impress me early on was my AI team. After finishing the game and spending a wonderful 7 hours with these retards, I'm not sure this is even worth mentioning, but I did get lost early on with no idea where to go, and my teammates actually came back to get me. Now, looking back at all the stupid things they did after that, shooting at things that aren't there, staring blankly at walls, and saying random crap completely out of turn, I guess it's hit and miss how helpful they're going to be. Now, in terms of how this game controls, it's actually quite a mixed bag. The game feels like most generic first-person shooters, it's quite responsive, feels a bit like Call of Duty. In most instances, the left trigger brings up your sights, the right stick in does a melee attack. In this game it's okay to melee attack a xenomorph. Now, my only gripe with the controls is how you select the weapons. You can quick switch by pressing Y, which is pretty normal, but if you want to select any other guns, you have to hold Y, use the left stick to find which weapon you want in a circular map of guns. Make sure you're holding that direction exactly, and believe me, it is precise. Once you're holding that down, then you let go of Y. Are you serious? You couldn't make the gun selection a little bit easier to navigate? As I said a little earlier, I find the lack of immersion to be a real problem here. The graphics don't help, nor does the inappropriate crap your teammates say, but it seems to be everything. The linear level design, the way the aliens move, you feel so distant from everything that's going on. As the player, you quickly lose the will to care, and once that happens, this game is dead. As far as I can gather, I don't think your AI counterparts are supposed to know what the aliens are. I mean, they sure deal with it pretty well. They even start calling aliens Xenos all of a sudden, like they've known about them for years. It's never fully explained, but if your team are already so knowledgeable on the aliens, how come they don't know how the aliens produce? It just doesn't make any sense, and at some points the story is so flawed it's almost laughable. It's not what I was expecting.
Need about 20 more seconds on this door. Keep up the fire.
If you can look over the bad graphics, the worst voice acting, and you're a die-hard Aliens franchise fan, I challenge you to look over the bugs. Now, most of the bugs are just jerky movement nonsense, but look at this. This alien just went through a solid metal door. That's new. And it's not really a bug per se, but sometimes the mission objectives don't make sense. Now check this one out. Right, so my mission objective for this part is pretty vague. I wasn't paying too much attention to my teammates' instructions, but the mission here quite clearly says, go to operations and save any Marines. Now, I got to operations, and nothing was there. I spent ages looking around this area trying to figure out what to do. I even reset the game, I even shot myself, well, got myself killed so I could repeat it just in case I'd missed something that would trigger a scene. Every time, got to operations and there was nothing to do. That's when I find out I have to save this guy that's hanging out on the floor underneath something I have to push off him. It just makes no sense. I mean, I walked past that guy countless times thinking he was dead. You know, there should have been a nav point or two. There's just bits and bobs like this which do just leave you wondering what the hell you're supposed to do. And it's at these times your AI teammates don't seem to want to help you. It's a bit late now, but I feel like the gung-ho gameplay just plain stinks after a while, and there's no real deviance from it. There is one level that relies on stealth, where you're really underpowered and you're simply not equipped for what lies ahead. Now, it was the only time I felt like I was there, my pulse was racing. I mean, why the whole game couldn't have been like this, I guess I'll never know. I can only presume the level design required too much thought. I could go on and on about how the alien acid blood does pretty much nothing, how the mission objectives are sketchy, and how attempts at humour normally fall flat, but I think I've made my point. For a single player game, this game falls well below average. It might be a different story with friends, but even then I suggest renting it if you can first, or even wait for a price drop.